Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. It's that time of the year. We go over the top 10 builds on NBA 2K22 current gen. Now, I want to quickly say this is for all game modes, right? So, for example, a post scorer might be one of the most overpowered builds, but it's really only good on the ones and then decent on the twos. It's not really good on the threes or the fives. So I take into consideration all game modes when ranking these builds. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you drop a like. If you haven't subscribed already, please make sure you do so. We're on the home stretch to 1 million subs, so anyone that takes the time to subscribe, I appreciate you. And without further ado, let's get into the top 10 builds on NBA 2K22. Coming in at number 10, we have the Playmaking Paint Beast. Now, this is a little bit of a rare build, not super rare, but anyone that watched my video playing on this build, you guys know what this build is capable of. An absolute unit going to the basket. I mean, offensively, in a game where there's very little paint defense, this build is super overpowered. On top of it, it can shoot. The physicals are insane, and it has pretty decent defense. Think about it like this. It's basically a paint beast that can speed boost, shoot the three, and contact dunk on anyone. It's got, it doesn't have the defense and rebounding quite as high as a regular paint beast, but overall, definitely a solid build and super easy and super fun to play on in NBA 2K22. Coming in at number 9, we have the Pure Point Forward, the pure yellow pie chart for the point forward. One of my favorite builds to play on, just because, it's just an ISO build where you can just, you're tall, you're quick, you're fast, you can shoot, you can go to the basket. Depending on how you make it, like I made mine with slash take, you can get contact dunks on it. Most people go with the playmaking takeover because, it's a point forward, but I try to be a little bit more unique. So the clips you're watching are mine, but most people go with the play take so you can snap ankles. And obviously, the passing off the play take is crazy, but it's just like any point forward in NBA 2K history. It's just a tall, ISO speed boosting beast. The defense is okay on this game in terms of, this type of build being a pure yellow. It's not anything great, and, defense on this game is just barely existing anyways, but offensively, you are a complete demigod. A very difficult build to stop. 98 speed on a 6'7" pure yellow build. It's just something it's really, really tough to stay with, whether it's on the ones, twos, threes, or fives. It's viable on all game modes and extremely fun to play on. The pure point forward comes in at number 9 on our list of top 10 builds on NBA 2K22. Coming in at number 8, we have the Playmaking Lockdown builds. Okay, so this includes any build that's yellow and red, and reasons why. Well, I already said on this game, defense is very hard to find on this game, whether it's sliding on the perimeter or lack of paint defense. So any build that gets Hall of Fame defending badges is going to be a viable option. Now, the playmaking lockdowns in this game are actually really good ISO builds. I've seen people make them anywhere from like 6'3" all the way up to 6'7", 6'8". So you can ISO on these builds, you can shoot on these builds. They get Hall of Fame defense, Hall of Fame playmaking. They're extremely fast. I think at 6'7", you have 98 speed on these builds with Hall of Fame defensive badges and Hall of Fame playmaking badges, which means you have Hall of Fame quick first step. These builds are extremely fast, very good ISO builds. People will try to just make you shoot on them, but honestly, on a game like this where shooting is so easy, you can shoot pretty damn consistently on these builds. The yellow and red pie chart has been one of the best pie charts on 2K for the last couple years, and that has not changed on this game. Red yellow pie chart, number 8. Coming in at number 7, we have the sharp lock. So this is going to be the green and red pie chart. Now, there's many ways you can make this build. The way you're watching in the video here is a smaller version of the build that can speed boost, and you can basically run guard on it while still having Hall of Fame defensive badges. But on the other side of it, you can make like an actual sharp lock where you're going to only spot up in the corner or spot up at the hash, and then you're going to guard ball on defense. Now, like I said about the play lock, these builds are viable options because defense on this game is an absolute joke, and this build has great defense, so it kind of can counterbalance that a little bit and make it so that you can actually get a couple stops. But some people make this build at 6'5", 6'6", and they have Hall of Fame defensive badges, or some go with the Hall of Fame shooting badges and gold defensive badges. Either way, the build is very, very good. It can shoot from anywhere with around an 83 pointer depending on what you do with height and wingspan, but overall a really, really solid build, the sharp lock. At number 6, we have the post scorer. Now, there's a few ways to make this build. Most people go with the pure blue pie chart. Maybe some people go with the blue and green pie chart. Either way, the first thing is paint defense on this game is an absolute joke. So now you have a 7'3" guy with like a 99 close shot in the paint, 99 standing dunk. It's absolutely broken. Now you can also post hook on this game from damn near the 3-point line, which adds a whole nother element of just unstoppableness. Then you have post takeover, which you can just throw people off the court still, which is another level of unstoppableness. And then you also have post fades on this game, which are good, but they're not like super overpowered. Like you actually have to time them usually correctly, and they can get contested pretty easily. But overall, the post score is still one of the most broken builds on the game, especially for the ones court. And then on the twos court, they're good, but they're just a little bit slow on defense. So that's why, you know, I have them ranked at number 6 because they're kind of dependent on the ones court. Threes court, nope. Fives court, nope. Like I said, twos, they're decent. Ones, by far the easiest build to win on. And at number 5, we have the pure lock. So that's the pure red pie chart. Now, initially, right off the bat, it's everything I've already said. Defense on this game has very big flaws, but this build is the best defensive build you could possibly have. So it gives you the best chance to get stops. Now, usually the concern with this build is, oh, I only have a 50-something three-point rating. Am I going to be able to shoot, you know, greens in the corner consistently if I'm spotting up? And the answer on this game is actually yes. In the right hands with hot spots and jump shot boosts and the right badges, you can green with basically any three-point rating. With 99 steal and 30 Hall of Fame defensive badges, this is easily one of the best builds on NBA 2K22 for any game mode. And it's pretty fun to piss people off. At number 4, we have the Paint Beast or the Glass Cleaning Finisher, whatever, you know, whatever inside center name you want to use. Basically, inside centers on this game. You think about it. You can go 6'7", 6'8", have insane speed, insane physicals, 90+ rebounding, insane block rating, great perimeter defense, interior defense. Like, this is one of the most overpowered builds on the game, again, for all game modes. You see this build used in competitive 5v5 gameplay, competitive 3v3 gameplay. Some people like to play with these builds on the twos, and then even on the ones with this build, you can get wins. It's not the best ones build, but you can paint mash on this build and get wins on the ones. Anyone that's played 2K the past couple of years, you guys know these builds, the fast, undersized Paint Beast builds that everyone uses across all game modes. One of the best builds yet again on NBA 2K22. Coming in at number 3, we have the Glass Cleaner, which is the popper build, okay? It's called the Glass Cleaner the way most people make it. It's the Hall of Fame shooting gold defense pie chart. And basically, you're a center that, you know, has great rebounding, great paint defense, all that, but you are a freaking sniper, a stretch big. Like, you can run any type of offense with this build. You can pick and pop, pick and roll. You can let your guard ISO as you spot up. It's just it's a little bit more versatile than the Paint Beast, which is why I put it at number 3. Obviously, the Paint Beast is better actually, you know, rebounding and protecting the paint and all that type. Like, it's better inside, but this build is more versatile in terms of what you can do offensively, and then defensively, it's still solid. You know, it still has solid rebounding and solid paint defense, steal, playing lanes like that. And then on top of it, like I said, the shooting just adds a whole different layer to this build that you don't have when you play on an inside center. And that's why I ranked it at number 3 on the top 10 builds on NBA 2K22. At number 2, we have the Slashing Playmaker. Now, this isn't the typical yellow-blue pie chart that you're used to for slashing playmakers. This is the more blue, little bit of green pie chart. And if you make this build at the right height with the right wingspan, you get 85+ ball handling, contact dunks, and 80+ three-pointer. Offensively, one of the best builds on the game. The way the paint defense is, you can literally rim run on this build and win games just off of running into the paint, dunking the ball, making layups. But on top of it, this build can 3-hunt. It's just overall one of the funnest builds I played on and one of the easiest builds to win on. And that's why it comes in at number 2 on our top 10 builds on NBA 2K22. And at number 1, you never would have guessed it, the playmaking shot creator for how many years in a row. It's just it's just how 2K is, man. It's the best build on the game. It's the easiest build to win on. I mean, 90+ three-pointer, 90+ ball handling, 99 speed. It's just, in terms of comp scenarios, casual scenarios, 2s, 3s, 5s, it's by far the best build to run guard on. And then on top of it, you know, even if you bring this build to the ones court, as long as you don't give the ball up and have to play defense, you're damn near unstoppable. The speed on it, the shooting on it, on this game where shooting is so easy and you have Hall of Fame sniper with a 90+ three-point rating on these play shot builds, it's like as long as you're open, it's going to go in. And then if you put this build in a comp player's hands, I mean, it's damn near unstoppable. You just have to hope they miss the shot. Like, they are going to get open unless you just double or triple team them. Then, you know, maybe you'll get them to pass the ball. But if they know what they're doing and you're trying to play one-on-one defense, you basically have no chance to get a stop the way defense is with the sliding on this game. And then on top of it, you could put the driving dunk up on this build enough that a lot of them can actually rim run, get to the basket, and dunk if the paint is open. So overall, playmaking shot creators, the best build on NBA 2K22, no questions asked. Let me know what y'all think about the top 10 list. Let me know what your top 10 would be, if you would change anything, if you like it, if you don't like it. Let me know down in the comments. Appreciate y'all watching the video. I'm out. Peace.